Welcome to our internet-based Behdini beginners course. Today's class is number 8. We'll be working on lesson 3 of the blue book, the Behdini Conversations in Storytelling Book A, starting in section G. And today I'll mostly focus on the Zaho textbook. So this is starting section G, but again, both the Zaho and the Dahuki textbooks are very similar. This is page 58. I'm going to refer you to the audio recordings, which you can download from the link that's shown on page 2 of your textbook. I recommend that you listen to those audio recordings every chance you get, because those are all done by native speakers. All right, so here we are. Section G, we have this little story bit. Daddy deka hovakin, open the door for your mother. This lesson has been focusing on imperatives or commands and also izafe. So let's go, let's see, in part 1, you just listen as your story reads the story portion, as your teacher reads the story portion. In part 2, I'm going to review izafe. So the izafe phrases are highlighted in the story portion above. You are to underline the izafe suffixes and double underline the oblique case pronouns. The first one is done for you as an example. So in Dadgehe 1, which is their gate or door, the izafe suffix is the E with a hat, and we use that because Dadga is masculine, and so you have to use the masculine izafe ending. Let's look at the next one. Let's just do the izafe endings. Deka 1. Here's our izafe ending, ah. This is their mother. And dake is feminine, of course, because it means mother. So that's why we use the feminine ah izafe ending. And the same is true with zangamin and bangamin. We use that feminine izafe ending because the little kid goats are females. Again, dekaho, dekama. Next one, we have 2 izafe endings. Dange, and then think of dekama as the descriptor to dung, and dung is voice. So the voice of is like the izafe, our mother. So our mother's voice. So because dung is masculine, we use the masculine izafe ending E with the hat to connect it to dekama, which is, here we have 2 izafes with dek. That is feminine, so you have the ah ending. Then we have another opportunity with dung, talking about the wolf. Your voice. Dange da. And we have dek twice more. Dekama, dekama, our mother. All right, now let's look at the oblique case pronouns. So here we have 1, double underline that. So there. And then we have their mother. Zangamin, my zang, or zang of mine, bang of mine. Now the next one is deka ho, and ho is our reflexive pronoun, which is always in the oblique case. And why do we use ho instead of wa or hawa? Here's our phrase, open the door for your mother. And because the subject of this phrase is the non-explicit subject of you, I could write you here, you open the door for your mother. And you and your are the same person. It's your and the subject that's not there. You open the door for your mother. So because those are referring to the same people, we use ho for our reflexive pronoun instead of saying wa or hawa. The next one is our mother. So ma is our. And the next one is the same. And then your voice. So dangeta. Finally, our mother. Our mother. You can check your answers in Appendix S. In part 3, it says put a box around the 3 imperatives. The first one is done for you as an example. All right, let's look. Here it is. Wacken. All right. Now that is open. Open the door for your mother. Now, why is it wacken instead of vaka with an E? That is because the wolf is talking to the 2 kid goats. And because there are 2 of them, you have to use the plural form of vaka. So vaka is the singular form of open. But in order to make that plural, I remove the E at the end and I replace it with IN. That makes it plural. That's like saying, so the one up here is you, singular, open, and this is like saying you, plural, open. All right, the next imperative is here. Hara. Go away. And the third one is hara again. And the 2 young goats are talking to 1 wolf. So this is in the singular form. Hara. Part 4, put a check mark above the 3 prepositions which are underlined in the English translation. All right, so in this first one, we're looking for in front of. Here is that preposition right here, bad. Bad, dad gehewan. So in front of their gate. One is for, open the door for your mother. Le. In this case, it's le or il. Daddy deka hovakan. You can hardly hear it when the native speakers say it. That is not the common for. The common for is boo. But in this case, they use the. And then the last one is we won't open the gate for you. And here they do use that common for. Boo. Buta. Part 5, put an X above the present tense of the to be verbs, which are double underlined in the English translation. There are a total of 7 in Kurdish. All right, looking for the to be verbs. So here's the first one. You are not our mother. Okay. The verb is at the end of the sentence. The subject is you, do, and so the verb is e, to e. And you can go back to lesson 1 to review the to be verb conjugation. Second one is here. Is, voice of our mother is light and pretty. Husha. That means is. Hush is light or nice or pretty, and zirav is also, in this context, nice, light, pretty. And in English, we only have one verb, but in Kurdish, we have 2. Husha, zirava. Follows suit. Bura. So your voice is rough and heavy. You are not our mother. Again, it's the same thing as before. You are black. Same thing. Our mother is, this should be double underlined. Our mother is white. So here's that is. In this case, it's a ya because the adjective spi ends in an I with a hat. So the verb has to be ya. Spia. And then finally, rashi. And again, the subject is tu. You are black. And the one before it, our mother is the subject, dekama. And mother is third person singular. So the verb that agrees with third person singular is a or ya. And then when you have second person singular, you, do, then you use e for the ending, for the verb. All right, so part 6, listen to the text again with the audio recording, and then read the entire text aloud to a friend. Practice at home, and then you can work on it with your language helper. In part 7 on the next page, you can answer these questions in English and simple Kurdish and check your answers in Appendix S and with your language helper. Now we're going to look at the conversations and storytelling conversation game. That is on page 59. You can do this with a language helper or with a friend. I'll walk you through it too. All right, so first of all, say turn right. All right, on page 43, I'm going to show you the Dahuki lesson. Turn right, the Dahuki textbook. Turn right, there it is, right in the middle of the page. Deste, roste, hara. So if you're talking to a taxi driver, you're going to motion with your hand and show him which direction is right, because not all the taxi drivers know their right from their left. And then you're going to say, deste, roste, hara. Deste, roste, hara. And that literally means hand of right, go. What is the verb for to come? All right, on page 46, we can find that. To come will be in the verb section here at the top. Hatten, the Dahuki is behe weta. And Zacho, it's hatten be weta. And in this verb, you have the infinitive, hatten, and then you have the first imperative, behe or be, and then you have the second imperative, weta. And this is the imperative that we've been working on in this lesson. This is the one that you give commands to people and you say, come. Say, go in the right lane. We'll go back to page 43. Go in the right lane. So you're in a taxi and you want him to get in the right lane because you're going to tell him to turn right somewhere down the road. So here you can say it like this. This is the Dahuki version. Lalai raste hara. Lai is the word for lane. So lane of right. Say, go up the hill. All right, that's also on page 40. There are several ways to say this. This is one way to say it. Harasari. Harasari. And this is easy to remember because ser is the word for head. And your head is up on your body. So harasari. Say, stop here. Page 43. Stop here. Now, there are several ways for stop. And to hook, you say rawasta, rawasta. And if you want to say stop, then you say rawa. And both of those are important to learn. Even if you live in Dahuk, you need to learn the Zacho also, and vice versa. Say, make a U-turn. There you go. Bzivrava. Bzivrava. And again, you can motion with your hand to show how to make a U-turn. Bzivrava. Say 9 o'clock at night. Sa'at nahi shav. Sa'at nahi shav. Shav is the word for night. And this is how they say it. Say 9 o'clock in the morning. All right, so it's nahi, sa'at nahi spede. 9 o'clock in the morning. Spede is one way to say morning. Say, Yanni, to a taxi driver, wait for me for 2 minutes. 43. Wait for me for 2 minutes. This one right here. Du daka Hol min bigra in de hook, or in Zacho. Wait. In Zacho, they would say du daka lehivia minba. This Z at the end indicates Zacho. Say, wait for me in front of Dehuk Mall. There you go. Ber Dehuk Mall, Hibia Minba. That would be the Zacho version. Or you could say, Ber Dehuk Mall, Ho Min Bigra. If you want to do it in the Dehuki version. Instead of the Hibia Minba, you would substitute Ho Min Bigra. What is the verb for to go? Page 46. Chun, bicha, ara. And this one also has two imperatives. Bicha, which we use to negate the verb and to form the present tense, and hara, which is the command form. Go. What does the taxi driver say to welcome you to his car? Page 44. Hati. That's also what a hostess would say to welcome you to her house. Teacher could potentially say that to welcome you to a classroom. Hati. It's very common. And then, of course, you're going to answer with and darbi. Answer to this question. And darbi. They go down the hill. Page 43. Go down the hill. Again, there are several ways to say go down, but here's an easy way. Hara bini. Hara bini. What is the verb for to stop? So brawestan, brawesta for de hook, or sekanin besekana for zacho. Say go to the school. Page 46. So down here on the bottom, we're going to see where we can make some substitutions.